afternoon, Packers fans. Aaron Nagler here with your Packers Daily Chat, coming to you live on the Cheesehead TV social channels. It is Wednesday. The Packers are back out on the practice field today. We've heard from General Manager Brian Gutekunst. We'll hear from Matt LaFleur shortly after I finish here on Packers Daily. And, of course, the big headline of the day is the Packers trying to trade for Jonathan Taylor, because we all saw that coming. The lesser headline is the Packers were awarded 2 guys off waivers. They've constructed their practice squad. But all anybody wants to talk about in my mentions is Jonathan Taylor. So I will say right off the bat, no, I don't think there's any real traction there. I do think the Packers were interested and inquired because he's a superstar talent who possibly is becoming available, and the Packers are going to be in that conversation, as Brian said when he took over the gig at general manager. But I don't think the Colts have any real intention of trading this guy away, given exactly what was reported around what they asked of the Dolphins, including Waddle and basically the moon. I got to think a similar ask was probably made of the Packers. I don't think it's a realistic proposition. However, if things were to drag out, as it were, who knows? So something to keep an eye on before the trade deadline. But in the meantime, it's time for AJ Dillon to ball out. And I give Brian Gutekunst some major props for what he said at his press conference earlier today when asked about the possibility of trading AJ away, or maybe AJ learning through the grapevine that he was involved in said trade, possibly. And Brian pretty much shot that down point blank, saying he was going to be here, meaning Green Bay, regardless. Meaning that if the Jonathan Taylor thing had materialized, A.J. Dillon was not going to be part of any trade negotiation or offer. So sure sounds like they still believe in A.J. and what he can offer them in green and gold. And look, even by his own admission, A.J. Dillon had a somewhat disappointing season last year. I don't think that's a mystery. I don't think it's a taboo subject. But it's time now for A.J. to absolutely ball out. He's got all the talent in the world. I think you saw some more determination from him this summer, somewhat in the preseason games, definitely at practice when I was on the ground there in Green Bay. And I think he's going to have some opportunities that he probably hasn't had up until now in Green Bay. And yes, a large part because it's going to be a somewhat different offense with a new quarterback. I think the game plans will be different. The focus will be different. And I think the opportunities will come for AJ this year in a way they probably haven't his first 3 years in the league. It's up to him to make the most of those opportunities. We've just gone through a summer where we've seen guys like Brenton Cox or Malik Heath make and take advantage of opportunities every step of the way. That's got to be AJ's mindset this season, and I think it will be. I think he is going to run angry, and I think he has a point to prove. Now, all of that said, I don't think even if he balls out, which I expect he will, that's not a foregone conclusion that he's even going to be back next year. He is entering the last year of his rookie deal, and we all know where the running back position lies now in the firmament of the NFL. And if the Packers were to make a move for Jonathan Taylor or any other running back, who knows where that lands AJ next season on the roster. So for this year, he has to ball out, if not only for his prospects in Green Bay, but around the league. If he were to hit free agency, you best believe he wants to hit free agency coming off a monster year, and a year where he puts really good stuff on tape. And again, I think he will. I think those opportunities will be there, and I think he will take the most of them. And that will be great for everybody involved. Here's looking at you, AJ. Go ball out. Go make big-time money, whether it's in Green Bay or elsewhere. I'm pulling for you, bud. Speaking of pulling for people, I want to pull for you to get yourself some Green Bay Packers tickets this year and watch the green and gold live and in person by utilizing Ticket King. Head to Cheesehead TV, either our website or our app. Go to our schedule, and you'll find individualized links for each and every game, home and away, throughout the entirety of the season. Don't use Ticketmaster, StubHub, or SeatGeek, none of these national companies. Use a company based in Wisconsin since the early 90s. Hell, you can utilize the link in the description of this video if you want. Just use Ticket King. For Green Bay Packers tickets, there's no other way to go. That's what you got to do, people. It's what you got to do, including mixing it up in the comment section. Look at all these fine folks saying hello. How you guys doing? We got some regulars up in here. Good to see. Good to see. Oh boy. Yeah, my program's not liking me at the moment. What's going on here? You know what I'm going to have to do? I might have to look at my phone. Oh, there we go. There we go. We got people coming up here now. That's good. We got Godsmack. Godsmack. Oh, boy, it really is not working. Sorry, guys. I'm not going to be able probably to highlight some super chats today because my Chrome is just like really hating life at the moment. So let me go to my trusty app here, my YouTube app, and just read the comments right off YouTube. That'll probably be a hell of a lot easier. Look at this. There we go. See, it's working, but it's just like super delayed. Sorry about this, guys. I know this is compelling content for you all at home. People talking about trading away AJ. It's not going to happen, people. Mimsy. Thanks for the super chat. What's Taylor's favorite Door County spot? Oh, that's cold. That's cold, Mimsy. Don't do it like that, man. That ain't cool. That ain't cool at all. Nobody likes that. We got Michael. Michael, thank you for the super chat. See if I can get these to appear. Oh, kind of. See how slow it's going? I think StreamYard's hating life right now, but I will muscle through for you guys. Brew Crew have a hell of a team, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Go Cubs. Don't hate me for the super chat. I still carry the G. Michael, I hate you for the super chat, even though you carry the G. That last game was... I mean, come on. You won because the ball bounced off the pitcher's foot. Give me a break. Gobsmack. What's up, man? Thanks to the super chat. I could not be happier for Wilson. Though the Newman clown experiment continues to haunt my dreams worse than Freddy Krueger, I would have rather the Packers kept half-eaten ham sandwich than him. Man, that's harsh, man. That's some true haterade you're spitting right there. But I hear you as far as Newman not being up to snuff, but he's depth at this point. If he was rolling out as a starter, I could understand you being so vehemently opposed, but man, he's a depth piece that has starting experience at this point. That's value. That's called value, my friend. They've improved everywhere around him, meaning he's on the bench now as opposed to starting. That's a good thing. That's development. That's forward movement. You got to have perspective on this stuff, man. But I understand. People are going to fan how they fan. Justin, thank you for the super chat. Whispers, JT would be better option long-term than AJ or Jonesy. Also would be an instant fan favorite like those guys are due to his Badger days. See, Justin, here's the fallacy. Now, I understand what you're saying as far as the Wisconsin connection, right? But there are, like, literally hundreds of thousands of Packers fans who don't give a shit about the Badgers in any way, shape, or form, and they far outnumber the people who care about those Badgers connections. That's just fact. That is just fact. So I hear you. And I have no doubt he would connect locally. Like, there's zero doubt about that. But as far as a better long-term option, you're probably correct, because given his overall talent level and youth, which is undoubtedly why Brian made the call he did. That's why you want to be in those conversations. Don't forget, back in the day, everybody thought Charles Woodson was done and he was toast and no one wanted anything to do with him. He was kryptonite. Ted Thompson saw a guy who was like, oh, okay, he's still got super boatloads of talent, and he's still pretty young, and we'll take a look. That turned out okay. And I'm not comparing them directly as far as like they're the exact same situation, but that is the MO. If you can find premium talent at a discount rate, you want to make that move, or at least inquire about it, which is pretty much what Brian's probably doing here. Don Vito, thank you for the super chat, man. I wish the Packers were never mentioned about JT. Well, they were, and now you got to live with it. Hey, if nothing else, it'll like keep us entertained for the week we have until like practice starts in earnest for the Bears game. It's just free content. Don't worry about it, buddy. And here's the other thing. If you don't want to hear about it or talk about it or see anything about it on your Twitter feed or on your internet or whatever, just keep scrolling, man. Or don't engage. Choice is up to you. You're the curator of your life. Free advice. John, thanks for the super chat, man. Since we know Goody reads your tweets, oh Lord, what's his burner handle? Also, do you think the JT rumors have legs? Go Pack Go, fly the W. All you Cubs fans in here, y'all can get bent. Do I think they have legs? I don't know about legs, but I do think, and I just put out a short about this, like it's something to keep yourself apprised of in the sense that he's gonna miss those first 4 weeks, and then we're gonna be heading into October, and at the end of October is the trade deadline, and he hasn't signed a long-term extension by then, I would definitely keep it in mind. Let's put it that way. As far as Brian's burner account on Twitter, literally, I just I just replied to somebody with this on Twitter. The first question I ever asked him on the record was what his Twitter burner handle was, because it was right after the whole I think it was the 76ers GM had been ousted for having a burner account, and it turned out his wife was running it, and etc. And so that was literally in the headlines the first time I ever interviewed Gutekunst. So that was my first question to him. And to his eternal credit, his answer was, "You have to ask my wife." So shows you how on top of it he is. Joe, thanks for the super chat. Prior to bye week, I thought AJ was trying to make tacklers miss too much. Then he started just lowering his pads. My YouTube looks different too. Yeah, it's definitely different. I don't know what's going on, so I'm sorry about that. But yes, I agree with you. I think he came on towards the end of the year. I think he's looked good this summer, and I think he's going to look better this year overall. Rick, thanks for the super chat. Your excitement level about our defense now compared to 3 months ago? Rick, you know the answer to this. I have no excitement about our defense. None. Zero. I have to see it in a game that matters. They got dudes out there. They're going to fly around. They're going to play defense. Are they going to do it well? I don't know. I've been fooled before. I've been hurt before. Not going to happen again. I'm not leaving myself exposed. I'm not putting my heart out there for Joe Barry and company to stomp all over. You got to win me back, Joe. I have zero excitement about our defense. They make a play, they get off the field on third down, they get a turnover, I'll start to get excited. But the Bears come out there in week 1 and run all over them and score 25, 30 points. I'm not going to be excited. Gotta wait. Chris, thanks for the super chat, man. 10 days, 23 hours, 15 minutes. Hashtag Bears still suck. But who's counting, Chris, really? I mean, honestly, it's not like anybody's keeping track. Brian Murphy Gutekunst. Hey, Goody's here. What's up? 1 to 10 excitement level to 5 primetime games. Well, let's remember, the majority of those games are late in the season, where it will be very easy for the NFL to flex them out of there if the Packers are not doing well. And yes, I do think that was by design on the NFL side. Very excited about Jordan Love and the prospects of the Packers continuing the tradition of having excellent quarterback play and having exciting teams and a national draw and all that. But if they're sitting there in November, having won 4 or 5 games, I don't think they're still going to be, slated for too many primetime contests. That's just my guess. But as far as 1 to 10, put me on an 8. How about that? Godsmack, thanks again, man. Not necessarily you, Nags, but I'm tired of hearing about Newman's versatility. He can't play tackle. The dude couldn't block a deep-fried Twinkie. Y'all are just haterades about Newman, man. He's got experience. That's what it's all about. And I understand, he has not played at a high level at tackle. There's zero doubt about it. But if you do get into a game where there is a string of injuries, he can step in. Does anyone remember LaTroy Guyon stepping in at guard in the playoffs? Again, it's just depth, man. It's his depth. His versatility is a thing, whether you want to hear about it or not. It's just depth, man. Try not to let it bother you. Oh boy. See, look, now I can't even turn the comments into what I want to look. This is amazing. I don't know if it's StreamYard or YouTube, but they're not playing well together today. At all. At all. Sideline report, what's up? What's up, man? Good to see you. Brandy, Newman is the Leon Lett of the Packers. I don't know how that fits, but no. No. Our 10th best O-line is better than your 6th best D-line. I can take it. What else we got here? Joe Barry is the Lucy holding for Charlie Brown. Thomas, that's excellent. I mean, you keep thinking you're going to kick that football. Keep thinking, hey, here we go. Look at all this talent, all these veterans, all this, promise, excitement around the defense. And then week 1 happens. Man, I got to see it. KM, is the pack back? Man, I hope not, because the last time like that was a marketing slogan, I think was the early 80s when they said the pack is back, and then the pack sucked for like a decade. So let's hope not. Wisco Sports is going to the Chiefs game. If you are a Patreon member, I hope you will join us for our meetup. Our annual meetup is that weekend, the day before the game at Titletown. Information for it is on our Patreon page and on the Carry the G Club page. So if you're a Carry the G Club member here on YouTube, you can find the information there as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've done it every year for the past, 3 years? It is a great time, and I really hope everybody who's a Patreon member can make the pilgrimage to Green Bay that Chiefs game weekend, what have you, and just meet your fellow Packers fans from literally all over the world. It's a great time. It's a really great time. Patrick, what's up, man? I hope Aaron and Dylan stay around for a couple more years. Not only good players, but real class acts. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And Brian made mention of that in his press conference today regarding especially Aaron Jones doing everything they'd ever want a player to do, not only on the field, but off of it as well. I believe he called Aaron the heartbeat of the Green Bay Packers. It's clear the Packers value that stuff a little bit more than most teams, but I don't think that's going to stop them from trying to improve the roster, which is what this Jonathan Taylor stuff is undoubtedly about. But I'm with you, man. It's going to be tough. I will say, I will be surprised if both of them are on the roster next year. I have no idea. We'll see how the year plays out, but paying two running backs is tough in this league. Very, very tough. Isn't bear baiting illegal? I don't know about any of that. I don't know about any of all that. That's great. Oh, man. See, now the comments have all just disappeared. I'm going to have to get up out of here, man. This is crazy. Rasheed Walker looking like solid value as a 7th-round pick. You're not kidding. I mean, for a guy who was pretty much an afterthought last year, who played in one game for all of 4 special teams snaps. That's all he did last year. To come on and become